The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938 and still in circulation today, is a staple of American coinage. Named after the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, this 5-cent coin has seen minimal design changes over the years. The 1960 Jefferson nickel holds a special place in numismatic history due to its unique place in the transition between eras of U.S. coin production, design, and economic conditions. Let's explore the fascinating details and history behind the 1960 Jefferson nickel, as well as some interesting facts that make it worth discussing. The Jefferson nickel was first issued in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913. The decision to place Thomas Jefferson on the nickel was made to honor his role in drafting the Declaration of Independence and serving as one of the country's founding fathers. The design of the coin was created by Felix Schlag, who won a national competition to design the coin's appearance. By 1960, the Jefferson nickel had already been circulating for over 2 decades. However, this period marked a time of transition in U.S. coinage, as increasing inflation and fluctuating metal prices would soon lead to changes in the materials used in American coins. The 1960 nickel represents the end of an era just before the sweeping changes that would reshape U.S. currency in the 1960s. The obverse of the 1960 Jefferson nickel features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, based on a bust by French sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. Jefferson's profile is accompanied by the inscription, "In God We Trust," along the left rim and "Liberty" along the right, followed by the year 1960. The design is simple yet iconic, symbolizing Jefferson's pivotal role in the early years of the United States. The reverse side of the coin depicts Jefferson's home, Monticello, a plantation located in Virginia. Above the image of Monticello is the inscription E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many one, which reflects the unity of the states. Below Monticello, the words Monticello and United States of America are inscribed, along with the denomination 5 cents. The 1960 Jefferson nickel is made from a metal composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which was the standard composition for nickels at that time. This combination of metals was durable and affordable, which is why it continued to be used even as the U.S. Mint prepared for significant changes to other coins in the coming years, such as the removal of silver from dimes and quarters in 1965. Jefferson nickels from 1960 were minted in 2 locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia minted nickels do not carry a mint mark, while the Denver minted coins have a small D mint mark, located on the reverse side to the right of Monticello. Collectors often seek out nickels from both mints, especially those in high grades, such as those designated mint state. The 1960 Jefferson nickel was minted just a few years before a major shift in U.S. coinage occurred in 1965, when silver was removed from dimes, quarters, and half dollars due to rising metal prices and a shortage of silver. While the nickel itself didn't undergo the same material changes, the 1960 edition represents a final moment of stability in the coin's production, before economic pressures began to alter other American coin denominations. The 1960 Jefferson nickel is relatively common in circulation, especially in lower grades. However, high-quality, uncirculated nickels from 1960 can be of interest to collectors, particularly if they come from specific minting varieties. For example, full steps on Monticello, a well-struck detail on the reverse, are highly valued by collectors because they indicate a sharper and more precise strike of the coin, which was not always the case with nickels from this period. Proof nickels from 1960, minted in Philadelphia, were specially struck for collectors and feature a mirror-like finish with sharp details. These coins are struck multiple times to enhance the clarity of the design and are typically sold in sets. Proof coins from this era, especially those in pristine condition, can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1960 Jefferson nickel is the existence of doubling errors, where certain parts of the coin appear to be struck twice. These double die errors occur during the minting process and are highly sought after by collectors. The doubling on the 1960 Jefferson nickel can sometimes be found on the date or on Jefferson's profile. Coins with this error can be significantly more valuable than standard strikes. In 1960, the purchasing power of a nickel was much greater than it is today. 5 cents in 1960 would be equivalent to about 50 cents in 2023. illustrating the impact of inflation over time. This makes it interesting to reflect on how the role of the nickel has evolved in everyday transactions, with its practical value significantly diminished in modern commerce. The Jefferson nickel has endured for over 8 decades, with only minor changes to its design and composition. The 1960 edition sits at a unique point in history, bridging the stable post-war economy of the 1950s and the upcoming changes to U.S. coinage during the economic turmoil of the 1960s. While not as valuable or rare as some other coins, the 1960 Jefferson nickel remains a favorite among collectors, especially those interested in varieties, mint errors, or high-grade examples. The 1960 Jefferson nickel may appear to be just another common coin in circulation, but it holds a significant place in the broader history of U.S. coinage. From its timeless design, honoring one of America's greatest leaders, to its role in a rapidly changing economic landscape, this coin continues to fascinate numismatists and history enthusiasts alike. Whether viewed through the lens of a collector or a casual observer, the 1960 Jefferson nickel is a small yet enduring symbol of American history and economic evolution. According to our reliable source, a Jefferson nickel from 1960 in circulated condition is worth between 10 cents and 20 cents. However, on the open market 1960, nickels in pristine, uncirculated condition sell for as much as $300.